imperishable ancient technic that makes you achieve any target. There is a secret so old that civilizations rose and fell around it. Kings used it. Warriors relied on it. Mystics taught it. Philosophers contemplated it. Successful people still apply it today, often without realizing where it came from. Yet most people ignore it, and because they ignore it, they spend years chasing goals that never materialize. They dream, they wish, they hope, but they never truly arrive. Today, I want to share with you an imperishable ancient technique, a timeless principle that has survived thousands of years because it works. Not because it is magical, not because it is mystical, but because it aligns with the deepest laws of human nature and reality itself. The technique is this: become what you seek before you possess what you seek. Let that sink in. Become first, possess later. Most people reverse the order. They say, when I become rich, I will think like a wealthy person. When I get the promotion, I will act like a leader. When I find love, I will become loving. When I succeed, I will become confident. Ancient wisdom teaches the opposite. Confidence comes before success. Leadership comes before position. Discipline comes before achievement. Abundance consciousness comes before abundance. You must first become inwardly what you desire outwardly. Nature itself follows this law. Before a tree appears, the seed contains the blueprint. Before a building rises, the architect sees it mentally. Before an invention exists physically, it exists in someone's imagination. Everything visible begins as something invisible. Everything external begins as something internal. The ancient Egyptians understood this. Many Eastern traditions understood this. The Greek philosophers understood this. They taught that reality is first shaped in the realm of thought, intention, and character before it manifests in material form. This does not mean merely fantasizing. It means transforming yourself into the kind of person capable of achieving the target. Imagine two people pursuing the same goal. One focuses entirely on the result. The other focuses on becoming the kind of person who naturally produces that result. Who succeeds more often? The second person. Because results are temporary. Identity is permanent. Targets are reached through actions. Actions come from habits. Habits come from character. Character comes from repeated thought. If you want different outcomes, become a different person. This is the ancient technique. Many people want success without transformation. That is like wanting fruit without planting a tree. The universe does not reward wishes. It rewards alignment. Alignment between thought, action, and purpose. Consider the great archer. When aiming at a distant target, he does not stare only at the bullseye. He trains his eyes. He trains his hands. He trains his breathing. He trains his mind. Eventually, hitting the target becomes natural. The target is achieved because the person has become capable. Likewise, if your target is financial freedom, your true task is not merely making money. Your task is becoming disciplined, resourceful, valuable, and financially intelligent. Money then becomes a consequence. If your target is influence, your task is becoming insightful, trustworthy, articulate, and consistent. Influence follows. If your target is peace, your task is becoming emotionally mature and mentally disciplined. Peace follows. Notice the pattern. The target follows the transformation, not the other way around. Ancient warriors understood this principle deeply. They knew that victory was won before the battle, not on the battlefield, but during preparation, during training, during self-mastery. The battle merely revealed what had already been developed. Your life works the same way. Every day, you are either becoming stronger or weaker, closer or farther, more capable or less capable. Achievement is simply the visible evidence of invisible preparation. Now let me reveal another layer of this technique. The ancients understood the power of concentrated attention. Whatever receives sustained attention grows. Modern psychology confirms this. Your brain possesses a filtering system known as the reticular activating system. It helps determine what information reaches your conscious awareness. When you consistently focus on a goal, your mind begins identifying opportunities, patterns, and resources connected to that goal. It is not magic. It is focus. Have you ever decided to buy a particular car and suddenly started seeing that car everywhere? The cars were already there. Your attention changed. Likewise, opportunities often appear when your attention becomes aligned with a target. The ancient technique, therefore, requires unwavering focus, not obsession. Focus. A river cuts through rock not because of force alone, but because of consistent direction. Most people fail because their energy is scattered. Today they pursue one dream, tomorrow another, next week a different one. Their efforts become diluted. Ancient wisdom advises simplicity. Choose a worthy target. Commit deeply. Move steadily. Persist relentlessly. This is where many people quit, not because they lack talent, but because they lack endurance. The bamboo tree is a powerful example. For years after planting, very little appears above the ground. Someone watching may think nothing is happening, yet underground, an extensive root system is developing. Then suddenly, the bamboo shoots upward rapidly. Success often behaves the same way. Invisible growth precedes visible breakthrough. The impatient abandon the process. The wise continue, trusting that preparation is never wasted. Another aspect of this ancient technique is emotional mastery. Many goals are not defeated by external obstacles. They are defeated by internal storms. Fear, doubt, anger, impatience, discouragement. The ancients taught that a person unable to master himself cannot master circumstances. If every criticism breaks you, progress becomes difficult. If every setback discourages you, achievement becomes unlikely. If every delay makes you quit, your targets remain distant. Strength begins within. This is why many spiritual traditions emphasized silence, meditation, prayer, reflection, and self-observation. These practices train the mind. A trained mind becomes a powerful ally. An untrained mind becomes a dangerous enemy. Your greatest battlefield is often not outside. It is within. Another timeless principle is repetition. The ancients knew that repetition creates mastery. What you repeatedly think becomes belief. What you repeatedly do becomes habit. What you repeatedly practice becomes skill. What you repeatedly pursue becomes reality. Never underestimate repetition. A drop of water appears weak, yet over time it shapes stone. Small actions repeated daily produce extraordinary outcomes. Many people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in 5 years. The imperishable technique relies heavily on consistency, not intensity. Consistency, small improvements, repeated faithfully, over time. Now imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal enters the fire. It is hammered, shaped, refined, again and again. The process appears harsh, yet without it, there is no sword. Likewise, life's difficulties often refine the qualities required for your next level. Challenges are not always punishments. Sometimes they are preparations. The person you must become is often hidden inside the challenges you wish to avoid. This perspective changes everything. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me? What quality is this developing in me? What strength is being forged through this experience?" Every challenge then becomes part of your training. Every obstacle becomes part of your preparation. Every setback becomes part of your education. The ancient technique teaches that destiny is shaped through conscious participation. You are not merely waiting for life to happen. You are actively becoming. Every thought matters. Every choice matters. Every habit matters. Every day contributes to the person you are becoming. And that person ultimately determines the quality of your future. So if there is one lesson I want you to remember today, it is this: stop chasing targets. Start becoming the person capable of achieving them. The target is merely the shadow. The person is the substance. Transform the substance. The shadow will follow. Become disciplined. Become focused. Become patient. Become resilient. Become valuable. Become intentional. Become the person your goal requires. And one day you will look back and realize something remarkable. The target you once chased desperately has become your reality, not because of luck, not because of chance, but because you applied the imperishable ancient technique. You became first, and then you achieved. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Mind of Afsok and join us as we continue exploring the timeless principles that shape destiny, success, wisdom, and human potential. Until next time, remember, the future is not something you find, it is something you become.